I've got my supernatural mug and my supernatural coaster.
Uh-huh.
I've got this Sweet Lullaby Rooibos Licorice and Vanilla. Looking forward to trying this. Rooibos. I actually don't know how.
Rooibos.
Well, yeah.
Rooibos.
This is by Mood Tea, which is pretty cool.
Hold up the box. That looks like a completely different product.
From as tea.
Yeah, no, the box. I'm talking about the box specifically.
Oh.
That does not look like a tea box.
It smells really nice. I'm trying to build a tea collection. Yeah.
I'm saying it looks like some kind of sanitary product.
Oh. Well, it's not.
Alright, take it the intro. The purpose of this podcast is just a rant about the stuff that we like. So, if that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, this show probably isn't for you. This podcast is recorded on Gadigal and Bidjigal land, and also contains a fair amount of explicit language. We are Australian after all.
If I let you in on this, you've got to promise to keep it on the down low. The less people know about this, the better.
Yeah, call it lazy, I just create what is in my mind. I use the same breaks in my beats sometimes. Wanna decorate my office, so I bought some fake lavenders and speakers, but Mankaiju on the highway to Los Angeles. Never try to hide you from my life if you can handle it. You know I try to find you in the dark, which is a candlestick. The fellows of my heart always encase of metal shackles. When I look into your eyes, you're like Wonderland and Alice.
Shit, if we can avoid incendiary incidents in real life, then we never have to do anything ever again.
How does that work in the real world?
Hello everyone.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to Stuff We're Excited About. It's a podcast about stuff we're excited about.
Oh my
And my
God.
name is Finley.
And my name is Cloud.
Much to discuss.
Oh, let me tell you.
Much to discuss.
Last Friday, for me, was such... Coming home last Friday for me was so fucking good. Number one, my class ends on Friday. I said Friday. Thursday. I'm talking about Thursday. My class week ends on
The
Thursday.
day of the week?
I don't have last Thursday.
The day of the week Thursday.
Yes.
As opposed to the day of the week Friday.
Yeah.
Which are two different days of the
Very
week.
different. I don't have class on Friday, so Thursday is like the last day of the week for me. 4 different new episodes of series that I got to watch on Thursday. I fucking binged all of them in one go. It was great. It was glorious. First one was episode, I believe, 5 of season 3 of Reacher, which I'm watching with my dad because he's watched it. So it's like, nice that we can watch it together.
Yeah.
I watched episode, I think it was 7 or maybe 8 of Invincible, which... The Invincible War?
Hang on. Okay, wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
If he's invincible, why can't I see him? Go on.
And then that was really good. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was in it as Conquest,
Mm-hmm.
and he sounded really good. and then of course we had Daredevil Born Again, which I believe will be the main topic of this week's episode.
Yeah.
I've got
I
so
think
many
it
mixed
will be.
feelings. Ugh.
So,
I don't know how to feel.
from here on out, there will be spoilers for Daredevil Born Again.
Yes, for the first 2 episodes.
If you have not seen it, the first 2 episodes are out currently. The third one will be out by the time this episode is out.
Yes,
But we have not seen it because we are from the past.
we're from the past. Yep.
We live in the past.
Mhm.
So first 2 episodes. That is, what is that? Heaven's or Hell's Half Hour. Heaven. I
don't know the names.
Heaven or
I
Hell's.
didn't pay attention to that.
I think it's Hell's Half Hour and oh no, it is Heaven's Half Hour. Because the quote in the episode is that it's let you be in heaven for half an hour before the devil realizes you're dead.
That was really cool. I like that quote.
And optics. The first 2 episodes. There will be spoilers.
There will be very big spoilers. And this is bam,
This is
spoiler
your
alert.
warning.
This is your warning.
This is your warning. Okay. Now that that's gone and done.
Why did they have to kill him in the first fucking 15 minutes.
That's giving them a lot of credit. It was the first 5.
It
was the first 5 minutes
I don't
of
like
the
that
first
decision.
episode.
I don't think it. I like.
And Foggy Nelson is dead.
I don't like it. I feel like it doesn't make sense. I
have a feeling that in the coming episodes, we will find out why they did it and why it does make sense.
I don't. I will say,
I just really, really hope that the writers have thought this one through.
yes, that's all. I'm trusting the process. I have faith that there is a good reason, but right now it doesn't feel like there is one. And as a person who is a very big fan of the original series, I've watched it many times. For some reason, I was expecting it to be similar, but it does not feel like the old series at all. At all. And that's one thing. I know that, like, you know, it's new and all that stuff, so I shouldn't really be complaining, but I just didn't like it. Like, because I was expecting it, stupidly, I was expecting it to be similar to the old one, but nothing. There was, like, nothing familiar. It's not the Matt that I know and love. It just doesn't.
Well, yeah, because he's traumatized
yeah.
now. Yeah, I mean, okay, I will
weird,
say, I really liked the first 2 episodes. I thought they were excellent. I thought they were actually really, really great.
They are
setting aside that decision. And I thought they were excellently performed. I thought they were excellently written. I did like how they let the effects kind of resonate and reverberate with the characters.
One other thing that I think I enjoyed so much about the old series, that it felt so much more real, partially also because the fight scenes in episode 1 were
very grounded. Yeah.
I don't believe so. There are some shots of them fighting where you can easily tell that it was like CGI, and I'm like, it just doesn't look very realistic, and it looks like too over the top, because like that's how Marvel is now, but because now it's like actually part of like the MCU, it feels like it has to be like this easily marketable thing, when back then it felt more like nitty-gritty realness, and I love that. And I was expecting that undertone to kind of peek through, but for me, the whole illusion was broken when I saw little like models, CGI models of them fighting, and I was like, oh no. Especially with Bullseye and Daredevil when they're on the roof, and there's like that one sequence where it pans out after their fight, and I'm like, oh, I can tell that they're not.
That was real. I noticed that, but that was just like one shot.
No, there were multiple where you could tell that like the movements just looked weird. I don't know. I feel like I just have an eye for that, but personally, that just really took me out of it. I was like, I don't know why they would
in
do
episode
that.
2. In episode 2, there was a fight scene with the one in the apartment with the 2 cops right at the end. That was really
that
excellent.
was good. I liked
very
that
well
one.
choreographed.
That was good.
Yeah.
But I think because they're like in costume and it was like in the dark, and because it was like bigger angles,
it just made it look a bit weird. It's trickier to pull off when you have in those lighting conditions. The CGI is harder to pull off with all of the fog. That was harder to pull off.
And even some of the shots of Matt swinging with his thing, I could tell that was, I mean, obviously it had to be, but you could like easily tell.
Yeah, how on earth are they going to do that practically?
But I feel like back before it felt so much more realistic, because I'm assuming most things were as practical as they could make it, because the budget was smaller because of all these things. But now that they've got this big budget, they're making, like, it just doesn't feel as familiar. And again, I know it's not, but it just doesn't feel like it goes along from the original series. It just feels detached from everything. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you should have gone in expecting that.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know what I was expecting.
You can never perfectly recapsulate the feelings of an original series in a revival.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen.
I should have expected it, because it is like, it is supposed to be born again. It is supposed to be like a new chapter, and considering that again it is officially in the MCU, I should have been expecting the fact that it's gonna look like other like MCU series.
They're going in a very interesting direction with the story. I feel.
Yes.
The whole sort of dichotomy between cops and vigilantes is
Oh,
a very
yeah.
interesting discussion.
Yeah.
And like the utilization of the Punisher emblem by
Oh my
crooked
god.
cops,
Yes, that was like
and how Frank is gonna react to that
Yeah,
when he
because-
finds out.
for listeners, Frank in the comics is canonically anti-cop. He doesn't like law enforcement
This same
at all.
arc actually did happen in the comics.
And it's also
is
just
what I meant to
ironic
say.
seeing it in real life, seeing cops with like the blue stripe American flag in like a Punisher skull logo. I'm like, dude, he would fucking hate you. That's like going against the whole idea of the Punisher. He literally mentions it in the comics that he doesn't like cops and he doesn't like them using his logo. He says that in the fucking comics, canonically.
There is a whole arc, a whole story in the comics that is this series is basically adapting, where crooked cops start co-opting his emblem, and so he's forced to change it.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
Which sucks. Because I like
That
the old one.
sucks
The
for
new
him,
logo
yeah.
is really bad.
it's not great. So I mean, it is interesting that they are adapting that storyline and the way that they can use that to comment on current events in the real world.
Yeah. Because it is happening in the real world. It has. I've seen it.
Yeah. Also, I was thinking this when I was watching it, and the whole thing with Fisk running for mayor is that Trump has basically invented a whole new visual language for politicians who do not deserve to be in power. Because they, like, Fisk's whole campaign, apart from himself and the way that he behaves, all of the imagery of his campaign, very similar to Trump's.
And I assume that wasn't a coincidence.
Entirely deliberate.
Yeah.
Because
It had to be.
the production designers of the show are intentionally using your associations with this imagery
To make
influence
that
the way that
yeah,
you are
exactly.
thinking about him.
That's
Which is 100% deliberate. And it is actually a really, really thoughtful piece of filmmaking, which I appreciate.
because I think from these first 2 episodes, a lot of it really does reflect real life events at the moment. And kind of like you think of all these things in the series and you're like, oh, this only happens in comics, like they're over exaggerating, like it's not actually that bad. It's worse in real life. It's so much worse in real life. They're not the ones over exaggerating. We just look stupid.
What is your opinion of Michael Gandolfini's character?
I'm not good with names. Hold on.
He's like the kid who is working for Fisk.
Oh, I fucking hate him. He's
played by Michael Gandolfini, who is James Gandolfini's son, who played Tony Soprano.
He's a really annoying character.
I think he's hilarious, but only because of how insufferable he is.
Oh my
he's
God,
such a spot-on characterization reflecting like real life diehard Republican teenagers and young men.
The thing with like the BB report, I like how they're actually putting in how much social media influences politics nowadays.
Oh yeah.
It's reflecting real life because that does happen.
That is its strongest point, is how well it is making this fantastical world feel very grounded. It's not like the kind of really gritty, dark aesthetic
of what it
the
was.
original series.
This is more
but it
like
still feels it feels so real in a more modern way.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
We were doing Vox Pops in my producing class at school. And I was just watching BB's Vox Pops on the BB report. And it's kind of funny, like, watching them and not necessarily criticizing her, but like looking at the things that she does well in the shooting of her vox pops.
Oh, right.
Obviously, they're like it's all fake because it is professional filmmakers
That's what I was
trying to
thinking.
conjure the image of a not necessarily an amateur,
Yeah.
but still like a slightly unprofessional documentarian.
It doesn't work.
That kind of filmmaking is always fascinating to me, where filmmakers are deliberately pulling back their skills or even extending their skills to make them look amateurish.
And
that always fascinates me
May
in TV and movies.
that was one thing that did kind of throw me off of like watching the clips of what supposedly is her her videos, and I was like, this looks too good. I don't believe that this is actually what's coming out of her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like you can actually find someone that does that in real life and just get them to like do that. Like I'm sure the producers and stuff could have found someone that actually does stuff similar and been like, hey, what kind of equipment do you use? We want to get like an authentic looking street interview thing.
Yeah, I didn't think they looked too inauthentic. I thought they were actually pretty realistic vox pops.
To an extent. I feel like there was still like,
they were just really well done vox pops. Like,
which I feel like in New York
maybe well done, well done to a degree where it would be slightly unrealistic.
Yeah, that's
like,
how I feel.
They used a very, very shallow depth of field. In the vox pops, which is not something that you would get if you were shooting them for real, because you would be using a much smaller camera that would not have the iris size to achieve that amount of like bokeh effect.
That's what
it's just
threw me off.
Yeah,
because you can
it kind of that's what tips you off that it is being shot on
like a professional
$100,000 camera.
Yeah, because you can tell the difference between like a cinema camera and like an amateur filmmaker's camera by like a 2-second video clip. You can tell the difference. It's hard to describe what it is, but you can tell, and I could tell. I can tell
it's
that they just
usually
put like
the depth of field,
a filter on this, and just kind of slapped it on there. It's like, it's a a New York kids street interview video. I'm like, I know you just put a filter over it and said that.
Yeah, it's usually the depth of field.
Yeah.
Because like basically, the smaller the lens, the smaller the iris, the longer your depth of field is going to be. Your focal length, not your focal length. Sorry, your depth of field. Yeah. Which is basically just how much you can get the background to blur while still having the subject in focus. Yeah. One thing I found really funny that I like to think was intentionally funny. It was meant to be like comedic, but I really have no idea because I have no insight into the brains of the writers. But Hector saying, I wasn't wearing my magical amulet. I did not have possession of the white tiger suit at the time. It's like the introduction of a magical amulet in a really serious legal discussion is so funny, and there's no way that the writers did not think of it as being an intentionally hilarious situation to be in.
It feels so jarring because like it makes sense in that universe because they've got like Doctor Strange like running around with a magic cape and shit, and the fact that also like Iron Fist has like a magical fist and all that stuff, but it's kind of like a magical amulet, right?
Yeah, it's hearing Matt say Hector was not in possession of his mystical amulet at the time. It's just like, and then the guy next to him, the I forget the court terms, but like the opposing lawyer, just saying like mystical amulet. What are you talking about?
Because they're just too used to it now, and I get it, but at the same time, it would still be like a weird concept. It's like, sorry, magic is real. Okay, and he has an amulet. and he runs around in a white tight. Does he get powers? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
So.
Also, yeah, I mean, that scene on the subway platform.
Oh.
Jesus.
I know. I was
As
oh my God.
As someone who has a family member who is a train driver, that is scary.
Yeah. Because he just got pulverized.
Instantly. I mean...
No remains.
Yeah. But the choreography of that fight scene was also
good.
I
liked that one, yeah. I think it was just the first one that kind of threw me off.
It was just the opening sequence that was a little weird.
With Bullseye. Oh! Speaking of him, there's a compilation of every time...
The court scene.
Oh!
Just his facial expressions in the court scene.
I love Poindexter. I think he's a really cool character. I like him.
I think he's a dick.
He is a dick, but I don't know, I find him fascinating. And the funny thing, I saw this one edit of every time Poindexter meets Karen, he always introduces himself to her. Like he says, "Hello, Karen," and then he doesn't do anything, and she has to fucking stand there shaking with a gun, scared that he's about to kill her, and he never does. And someone's like, I think it's just him mental manipulation tactics trying to get to her.
He's a fucking asshole.
He's psychopath.
He's a complete lunatic.
Yeah.
And he deserves to be in prison for how many fucking how many consecutive life
20?
sentences did he get?
20, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserved.
Dude.
So deserved. For killing
Completely
Foggy,
deserved. Also,
deserved.
In that court scene, after when the judge was reading out the sentence, and it was focusing on Karen standing in the back. Did you see Matt in the foreground out of focus?
I don't think so. Why?
He was crashing out, tweaking, to say the least. He was sitting there, he was fucking... he was going like that. He was furious.
I'm gonna go back and watch that clip then. Scene.
I saw that and I had to go back and look at him specifically, because all of the focus in the scene is on Karen, so that you're not really meant to notice it. It's just this detail in the foreground is that he is
fuming.
Fucking furious.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
it's fair
enough. Yeah. Him talking about the fact
absolutely, yeah.
Him talking about the fact that there's nothing that can be done because he's never gonna be able to see Foggy ever again. I was like, yeah, fuck you. It was just, ooh.
Yeah. I think that is another really interesting thing that they have brought up in the show, is the difference between justice and punishment, which I feel like is unbelievably relevant.
Yes,
in the modern day.
Absolutely. I'm loving all the modern day parallels.
All the messaging.
Yes, because it did infuriate me. I know that he got 20 life sentences and he's never gonna, as far as we know, he's never gonna see the light of day again. But it still doesn't feel right that that's all he gets. And he's murdered so many people, not just Foggy. In the original series, the Daily Mail massacre or something? The place where Karen worked, he killed 20 people. A massacre. And the fact that all he gets is life in jail. I feel like he should be fucking put in the electric chair or some shit. I don't know.
That would be the easy way out.
I know, but still, it feels like...
This is how you're meant to feel.
I know.
When stuff like this happens in real life.
Yeah.
This is why they're doing this. Is because it is the difference between justice and punishment. Because Dex has done something completely unforgivable.
Yeah.
And we feel it because we have been with Foggy for so many years.
Yeah, and it's just he's just gone like that. And what happens to Dexter?
And they are giving you, it is meant to give you a window into how these people in real life who experience this sort of thing feel.
Yeah, and it happens so
and
often
I feel like
nowadays.
it is really beautifully done. People can disagree with the decision to kill off Foggy. The way that they are handling it after the fact is incredible.
Because as Matt was saying, at the end of the day, he's never gonna see Foggy again. And there's nothing that can change that, ever. that in itself,
Yeah.
nothing can ever make that better. No matter how many years Poindexter spends in prison, no matter what happens to him, nothing will ever change the fact that that's it, which is the most infuriating part. And that happens so often in real life. So often.
Yep.
So often.
Yep.
And people don't, sometimes they don't even get 20 years. They get 20 years, not even 20 life sentences. They get 15 years in prison and then they get out.
Yep.
At least Poindexter got life sentences.
That is the unfortunate truth
Yeah.
of it, is that a lot of the time they don't even get the punishment they deserve.
Poindexter's, that was
let
like
alone the justice.
Again, the quote, I guess you could say best case scenario of what you would want to happen in that situation. They just go away to prison for life. That doesn't happen in real life that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm gonna see if I can find...
I'm really interested to see where the series goes next.
Oh my god, yes. The fucking cliffhanger. I was like, no!
Yeah.
I want to see what happens.
I'm just happy his witness got away.
Yes! Fuck! And I feel like, did he accidentally kill
Because, that
guy?
never happens, that the witness actually survives.
Did he accidentally kill the guy, though? Because...
I'm, 90% sure those two are dead.
Yeah, which...
Because he suplexed his head.
Uh-huh, and his neck just went like a piece of spaghetti.
Yeah.
The arm!
Ooh. And you see the blood seeping through the shirt. Ooh. I was like, yeah, that is my exact reaction when I saw that. It was just like, ooh.
But,
dude, yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can... Wait, is it in the first or the second episode?
It's second episode. It's like it's
okay,
the end
I'm
of
gonna
the
put it on
second
mute and I'm
episode.
just gonna scroll and see if I can see his reaction.
We're almost done. I haven't even touched on Fisk's characterization and performance in this, because it is stellar. It is stellar. I'm loving the direction that they are going with Fisk's character, because it feels so true to the characterization that they established in Daredevil. Pretty much completely different from the comics. He does not bear much resemblance to any version of Fisk that we've really seen in the comics.
Yeah.
Because comics Fisk is way cockier.
And I
for lack of a better term.
I do like where they've come with him, because he still does feel very it's I hate the way that I know he's mayor and then he has these quote unquote good intentions, but it's always I know underneath that's not true. I know for a fact.
Yeah, dude.
Some bad shit's gonna go down.
The police commissioner
that was me
gave him a fucking talking to.
Fuck.
I'm so interested to see what happens with that character.
The fact that he fucking went all the way to, was it Philly? Did he go to Philly? And he got the fucking cheesesteak or whatever, just to make a stupid point. And so he's so dramatic.
You're from Philadelphia originally, yes.
So dramatic with that, of revealing the picture. As he's just eating the burger casually, revealing the
shit.
He's a fucking lover of theatrics. What the fuck?
Yeah.
That was so good.
He's so fucking dramatic.
I know. He doesn't feel like the kind of guy, but he is, and he did. And then he was like, "This is horrible."
Yeah, but that there was a one specific shot in his introduction when he was talking to Vanessa, when that entrance that he made, where all of the other gang members just kind of silently just stand up, fuck off. Because none of them want to deal with that.
Yeah, that was so funny.
The framing with his reflection in the table with the circular light above his head, making it look like an angel's halo.
Oh my!
That was such
God.
an interesting shot. Really interesting, thematically and symbolically. I'm fascinated to see where this series goes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I am really enjoying it so far, despite the quite upsetting beginning.
Yes. I'm trying to find the clip. I think it's actually in the first episode, because the second episode does have a courtroom scene, but that's with what's his name, Mr. Magical Amulet.
Yeah, no, that's in the first episode. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about the arm breaking reaction.
No, I know that's in the second one at the very end.
Yeah,
but I'll probably look at it
Yeah,
after
that
we
is.
finish the
It's like
episode.
about halfway through the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I don't know if that's all we have time for. I
that's
think
that.
it is.
I like his new glasses.
Oh yeah, they
I like his
aren't
new glasses.
new. Even though Karen mentions that
Yeah.
they need to get new ones. Is that while they're at the bar? So does that mean he did get new ones?
Yeah, right at the beginning.
Yeah, so he did get new ones then.
So
Very
no,
nice.
he had his old ones right at the beginning.
Yeah, and then the new ones are in like the
Yeah.
year later. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look
Yeah.
good. They look
Also,
good.
having a time year time skip, bold.
I was not expecting that at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also,
How the
I realize now. The roller coaster of emotions that Matt must have been
Holy
going
shit.
through at the beginning of the series, because he basically he would have very recently got back from Los Angeles after hooking up with She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Like
Which-
what?
I know. The juxtaposition of going from that to this, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
That emotional contrast
Yeah.
that must do things to you, really. Yeah.
Also, one thing I was thinking after the year time skip, I'm like, how the fuck did he start up a whole new law firm in a year and it's already like functional and like going well? That's really quick.
He's a really good lawyer.
Wow. But after, because like we see the first scene, we see them walking out of their old firm, like we saw in the spoiler pictures that we got, the leaked pictures,
Hmm.
and then fucker gets killed, and a year later he's got a new firm, and it's like already it's been a year. That's so quick. That's the one
It's
thing.
been a year, Daddy.
Oh my god, that's the one thing that I find unrealistic. Of there's no fucking way you got that shit up and running amidst having a friend just fucking die, and he's moved on that quickly from his old firm.
Well, no, he
No
was
fucking
He was
way.
a pretty high-profile, renowned lawyer.
Yes, but still, I'm sure there's a lot of like you've got to like find a place and like make these connections. And
Wasn't it his old
his old
apartment?
Really?
It was.
No.
Yeah, with the big like arched windows.
Also, I'm really sad that he doesn't still have his old. I loved his old apartment so much. His new one's nice.
I
but-
swear it is. I swear it is.
I swear.
I might be completely wrong. I swear. I might be completely wrong. I swear it is his.
Wait,
old
I'll have a
apartment
look
with
after
the,
this.
You know, the
I'll look
big
for-
arched windows.
I'll look for the reaction you were talking about, and I'll look after and tell you.
Yeah.
I think that's it
Okay.
for this week.
That is just about all we have time for, and
Yeah.
we have filled the
So many
entire
spoilers.
episode with Daredevil discussion.
It's so great.
Yeah. This is gonna have to be a weekly segment where we talk about the episode, because there's no way
Yeah, we'll
that
have
we
to.
are not going. There's no way we're not gonna be able to.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2 episodes this week, so there's a lot to talk about. But we'll try and keep it to like
Well,
a
yeah.
10-minute
We'll
segment next week.
we'll keep it snappy.
Yeah, make a
Yeah.
few points and blah blah blah. Well,
That's that, I guess.
that's it for this week.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks everyone.
We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to OK Kirk, aka 2K Doppler, for the use of our theme song, Breeze off the Emma Brooks Brained Up. It's a really great album. Get at it on Bandcamp. I realized I was wrong about the way that Bandcamp Fridays work, and they're only like once every month or something,
Oh.
once every couple months. Next one is on May 2nd. Go buy the album on May 2nd,
May
and then
2nd. May 2nd.
the full price that you pay
May 2nd.
for the album will go to
Subliminal
the artist.
message. May 2nd.
May 2nd. Also, I realized we're less than a month away from the the Nintendo Switch 2
Ooh.
Direct. I cannot wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye everyone.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Shit, if we can avoid incendiary incidents in real life, then we never have to do anything ever again.
How does that work in the real world?